Save your criticisms for my casket. Yell at the mahogany box that I lay in and remind my dead body that it is the body of a drug addict. Walk my grandmother to it and tell her I'll no longer ask to use her car. Bring my sister to it and tell her she doesn't need to find excuses not to see me anymore. And when my best friend comes to view my casket, ask her how she loved the addict inside. Why she put up with so much of my shit. Save your criticisms for my casket. Offer no help to cover my burial expenses. Instead, blame me for not being prepared for my own demise. Yell at my decaying corpse. Scream, how irresponsible are you to not save money for your own funeral? I want you to share your truths from a mic inside a church with God's eyes watching. My eulogy should sound a lot like your secret conversations held behind my back, found in your family group chat, left on the voicemails I refused to listen to. Speak of me the way you spoke to me. First up to the mic, the pastor, or as I like to call him, Dad. He will say, my daughter, the drug addict. Don't give her any money. Don't let her use your car. Her anger is what pushed us all away. Now let us bow our heads and pray. And then my sister, and she will say my eyes were hateful, my speech was like knives, and then my stepmother will finish me off with how I popped in and out and ruined everybody's lives. However, my mother will tell you how she walked on eggshells. I was too sensitive, how I always searched for attention, and then my exes, one by one, will line up and they will tell you that I was miserable and sad and clingy, and that my love was pathetic, and that I meant nothing. And when you ask my grandparents, Grandma 1 and Grandma 2, Grandma 1 will tell you that I sure was pretty on the outside, but that my insides were pretty ugly. And Grandma 2 will look out to the crowd, open her mouth, and say nothing new. She'll just agree with what everyone has already said about me. And my sweet cousin will snatch the mic with tears in her eyes, frustration in her heart, and emptiness in her voice, and she will turn it off. The room will fill with an awkward silence. And in that moment, pain will hit like a tidal wave, not a drive by in sight. And like a back alley bustler, you will get pops of water flying from her mouth, a plea for my life-stretching violence. So save your fake tears, and make sure to wear those judgmental church smiles. And just remember, when I say save your criticisms, for my casket you offered no apology while I was still here. You left me to die alone, unloved, battling my disease, filled with fear. Fuck it, I don't need a eulogy of apologies. Matter of fact, don't host a fucking funeral at all. For when I'm gone, I want to go out the same way that I was living, alone, by myself.